Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathan Skinner and today we're looking at the rear seat units for the Jaguar XK150 models. So this is applicable to the 150 drop head coupe and fixed head coupe models. They didn't have any rear seats for the open two-seater Roadster. So these are them as per this book here. So you get a pair of base units and a pair of backrest units. I mean, in terms of seats, they're pretty redundant. You have to be extremely small to fit in them and you'll be very uncomfortable. But they were fitted originally to both the drop head and the fixed head, and there's no difference between the drop head and the fixed head. They were exactly the same in that regard. And they kind of pop onto the rear bulkhead section there and then sit on the sort of shelf area and go down onto what we refer to as the lower bulkhead section there. Underneath all of that, there is effectively a rear bulkhead hard Euro panel, which you can just about make out there. But basically they had a hard Euro piece that went kind of round like that, and then you put the units on top of them there. And what we've got here is a real mix. We've got originals, not yet taken apart, originals taken apart with the original foams. Then we've got fully trimmed using our kit. The seat covers for the other side there using our kit obviously, and then the foam replacements. And I just want to go over a bit of a basic guide to it all here. Well, not necessarily a guide, but what we can provide and the finish you should be looking for, etc. So seat covers are normally sold as a car set, so you would get effectively the covers themselves pair, so left hand and right hand. Foams are sold separately. All is included within the trim kit. If you want us to supply them fully trimmed up, that is an optional extra, and you can either send us your original ones as per this customer here, or we can supply brand new plies for underneath, etc. like this. These are the original ones and the customer's happy for us to reuse those. We're gonna smarten them up a little bit, put some extra glue on them to keep them nice and rigid, but he's working to semi a budget with these sorts of things, so he's asked us to take kindly to those sorts of things, but we can supply new plies if you prefer. So to look at the original covers themselves, leather on top, Moquette around the edge there, surface dyed leather, so it'll be the Connolly Vaumol leather. And yeah, as standard with Jaguar of this era, they did tend to sign elements of these so that people knew who sewed them at their end there. But everything as expected, and interesting to see. Obviously it's only surface dyed and you can start to see the stitching come through in discolour and discolour on there. We can offer Connolly Vaumol. There is a surcharge involved in that, and it's worth checking out our blog handbook post about Connolly Vaumol. But generally speaking, we offer modern day alternatives in either a grained, as per these here, or a smooth leather. So we can offer all the different variants there, and we're one of the only companies that bothers to offer both grained and smooth, and certainly one of the only companies that gets involved in actually sourcing the official Connolly Vaumol leather. So do check out that blog and handbook post on our website there. But that's the let's think about this. That is the left hand seat. So if you're sat in the car, that would be the left hand. That's the sort of outer part of the car where the wheel arch panel and quarter panel goes, and then that sits up on the bulkhead like that, and that curve there is for the diff hump in the middle there. Foams, they are moulded Dunlop foams originally. You can see a bit of the ply on the back there, so they did have the holes in them like that. We just provide cut foams which do the job. You can see they're a bit taller, a bit higher. That's because obviously these will have had 50, 60 years worth of wear and tear, etc. And you tend to find that these get compressed down during the trimming process, and it gives a nice full and packed out finish on there. So just bear that in mind. They are done to that specification intentionally on that. It's also worth noting as well that when we took these apart, there was a fair bit of upholstery wadding in certain areas there. So it goes to show that even the original factory used tricks, shall we say, during the trimming process to make sure that they look the way they should do. So do not expect plug and play. We try to do plug and play as best as we can, but after all, these are classic cars, and trimming is an organic process and should be treated on a very individual basis. So just bear that in mind. It's one of the reasons I do this YouTube channel, is to show and prove I guarantee if you gave these seats and hardware pieces to 5 different trimmers, you get 5 different results. And that's not down to the way they're manufactured, it's down to the trimming process. And this is why I want to kind of show and prove the benchmark, shall we say, of what you should be looking to achieve, either yourself or your professional trimmer. And if you're not, then get in contact with us and we can give you some tips. Or if you want to save all of that work, just send them to us and we'll do them for you. But yeah, so that's those bits there. You can see here, obviously these are the original ones here, fully assembled still. You definitely do get a waterfall finish over the edge there. They're not meant to be straight across. And the tension on them is fairly crucial all the way around, but I'd say you are getting a fair amount of sag in that because of its age, and it's very kind of brittle as well, that finish on the leather there. The original plies had these poppers on the back to fit to the bulkhead. Also, they originally tacked them round. You can see all these little tacks there, and then what they tended to do was cover up the tacks with this tacking tape here, which, I mean, you can do, but arguably it's not really needed to attain the finish. We use a staple gun. You get a nice and neat finish going around it all anyway. So yeah, just thought I'd do a video showing that. These are obviously the covers here, which have the Moquette sewn around them, etc, etc. You have this loose flap on the end, which is obviously what gets wrapped around and finished around there. But yeah, thought I'd do a quick video just to show you a kind of an in progress versus the original versus fully trimmed here, just to kind of show and prove that our kits fit very nicely and are very much akin to the original specifications. I'll probably be doing another video showing these fully trimmed up when the other side here are complete as well, but I thought I'd do that sort of interim video as I'm enjoying getting into the nitty-gritty of comparing originals versus the kit we supply versus fully trimmed versions of them. So yeah, anyway, I hope you found that useful. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.